Hey friends, it's Terry with my ketogenic family, and I was just gonna put together some savory Hawaiian rolls, and I thought I'd show you how I do it. What I do is I start off with 1.5 cups of egg whites. Now I'm gonna need some egg yolks, so I separated 4 whole egg yolks, and then I ended up with about a 1/2 cup of egg whites. So then I use my Costco egg whites and make 1.5 cups. So I measure that out and I put that aside. And then I will do all the dry ingredients. So I start off with 2 tablespoons of allulose. Now I use this HEB 0-calorie sweetener blend. It is a blend of erythritol, allulose, and monk fruit. You can use regular allulose or even liquid allulose. I find that my bread browns more than I want it to when I use straight up allulose. So this blend actually works really well for me. So what I do is I just add in the 2 tablespoons, and that's really only for browning. You can totally leave that out. You can sweeten it with something else if you'd like, but it's not necessary. It's just there for the brown. I also add in 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I think that this adds to the flavor of the bread. So again, some people leave it out. I like the way it tastes, so I leave that in. 1/2 teaspoon of Redmond's. So usually I have my canister, but I'll just use the shaker for right now. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. Put my cream of tartar in this container and then I forget what it is. I really need to label that before all my brain cells are gone. So 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, 1 teaspoon of xanthum gum. Now, some people don't use the xanthum gum, but I like to use it because I've noticed that when I scoop them out with the ice cream scoop, without the xanthum gum, it sticks to the ice cream scoop and you don't get pretty mounds of dough or rolls. So that's the only reason that I use the xanthan gum. Then we're gonna add in a 1/2 cup of egg white protein powder. Now you can use whichever brand you'd like. I started using Keto Chow egg white protein powder. It was developed by Maria and the people at Keto Chow. So they know what's up, and I priced it out, and this is actually cheaper. It's I don't remember what the price is, but it's a 2.2 pound bag. And I think that the other ones that you can buy on Amazon are 1.5 or 1 pound bags. I really like the way this works. You can also go to Keto Chow and use my code, my ketogenic family, and you can get a discount on purchasing this. So a 1/2 cup of egg whites. So once I add all the dry ingredients together, I will put them in the mixer and I'll show you what we do next. So I will take the whisk and I will whisk it up a little bit before I attach it. And then I will set this thing going. And while it's running on slow, probably at stir, I will add in the egg whites. And I will just let those go until they look like they're somewhat mixed. And then right before I turn it up, I will scrape down the sides to make sure that everything gets stirred in. So right about at this point is when I will stop the mixer and drop it down, and then I will just take the scraper and go along the edges and scrape up anything that hasn't gotten mixed in, just so that it's not left at the bottom of the mixer. Here's where I will set it to mix a little higher, and then I'll slowly increase it until it's where I need it to be, which is at a 10. Once it starts to look kind of foamy and starts to thicken up, I will move the speed up to about a 10 and leave it that way until stiff peaks start to form. The stiff peaks are just starting to form, but they're not quite there yet. Here's where you're going to start seeing the pretty stiff peaks forming, and you can see them forming along the edges. This is where I'll turn the mixer down to about a 2. Get it real nice and slow, and then I'll add in the egg yolks one at a time, letting each one mix in slowly. Sometimes they'll get away from me, but usually you can just add one at a time. As soon as you see that's mixed in, add the next one. And as soon as they're all mixed in, then you'll want to stop the mixer and not mix it any much more than that. So you'll see that it's still got some stiff peaks, but the egg yolks are now mixed in. You just wipe this down. Sometimes I'll sit and take all this extra off of there. And then I will just give it a quick mix with my spatula. And usually I'll have this ready, but I wanted to show you guys. I took a parchment and then I will crumple it up and spread it down on the cookie sheet. I don't spray the parchment with anything, and I just use regular Kirkland brand from Costco parchment. So I don't spray anything on it, and then I will take my scoop. I was using a 1/4 cup scoop, and I think that this one, I just bought this big giant one. I think it's a 5.5 ounce because I want some really big rolls. So let's see how this goes. And I will just scoop them out. See how pretty that looks? And I think that that part of that is the xanthum gum. You just want them slightly touching each other. That one came out crooked. Just roll with it. This is 9. I don't think I'm gonna get 12, but I also got a bigger scoop than is called for, just because I wanted the big giant sized rolls. And this last one, I'm going to scoop into the scooper myself. So as you can see, they kind of stick a little still, but ordinarily I did it without the xanthum gum the first time, and I couldn't get them to come out in a uniform shape after the first one. So that's why I started adding the xanthum gum. I think someone in one of Maria's groups recommended that, and so I thought I'd try it, and it worked. And then we're gonna put these in the oven for about 20 minutes. My oven runs hot. You may need more, you may need less, but I'm gonna put these in the oven for about 20 minutes, and then I will show you how they turn out. Here they are, done and ready. And I also wanted to caution you to make sure and put the oven rack down low so that when they rise, they don't touch the top of the oven. That has happened to me before. I've turned the oven off now, and I'm going to leave it crack just a bit and set the timer for 10 minutes so they can cool down. So here's the final product once they're cooled down. And like I said, I have this 5.5 ounce scoop. So they made a pretty good size roll. This is what they look like once they are cut. It's pretty much just like bread. So give these a try. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see. See y'all later.